Alright guys, it's like 5:30 in the morning. It's rainy, it's windy, it's a pretty crappy morning. I realize it's very hard to see right now, so I don't know if I'll even use this footage or not, but this is the 2021 GMC SEIRRA 2500 with the 6.6 liter gas, and we are towing heavy with me. Towing heavy with this for the first time. So this is a Kubota KO40-4, and I have an FAE mulcher on the front, and I have 2 buckets in the front. So the machine by itself is right around 10,000 pounds. The mulcher is another 1,000. So that's, you know, that's 11. The buckets, the chains, all this sort of stuff. We're probably getting close to like a 12,000 pound setup when it's all said and done on the trailer. The trailer is around 3,000, 2,500 to 3. I'll check all these weights when I get some daylight and I get to the site. But we're somewhere between 14 and 15,000 pounds on the bumper for this truck. So I have diesels. I have 3 other 6.7 liter Powerstrokes, a 550, a 350, and a 450. So that's what I'm used to hauling with, and now I'm hauling with a 2500 gas. So yeah, it's gonna be different, that's for sure. I don't even, okay, tow haul's over here. Which way do I go? Okay, I'm in tow haul. Of course, I have no exhaust brake. We're into some mud right off the get-go here, trying to get out of my driveway. My mirrors are really no good right now because it's just completely dark, so I'm not going to extend them out right yet. I don't know if I even need to. What else we got to do here? Check our trailer brake. Trailer brake will set to, I don't know, 7.5 is where, like 7.5 is where I usually put it. We've got the Gen Y 21,000 pound Gen Y torsion hitch on the back, so it should give us a pretty decent ride. I just realized I gotta put this lock back through here. So it's gonna be interesting to see how this thing does. John's used it before with this setup and said it actually impressed him, but of course it burned a ton of fuel, and he said, you know, it's not a diesel, that's for sure, but he said it did okay. So anyway, I'm gonna fill this thing up, and I made a freaking coffee, get it all ready, and forgot it inside the house. I'm not going back up there with dogs barking and crap, so I'm gonna go grab some fuel in this thing and grab a coffee, and then jump on the highway, and we'll pick it up from there. All right guys, so here it is. Here's what we're hauling. A little better look. My one tire was low on the passenger side, so I just put some air into it. Mulcher's big. And actually it's sitting pretty good. I wanted to measure squat and all that, so I'm definitely gonna do another video, like once I have nicer weather and daylight, of squat and, you know, actual calculation on the computer for fuel mileage and all that. But the truck's sitting pretty good, to be honest. It's pretty much leveled out. This thing has like the same suspension setup really as my 350. You can see the spring pack. It just doesn't have the little helper spring on top, but it's got the overload. It is on the overload, but it's basically just sitting level right now. This truck does have like the 10,800 GVWR, wherever that sticker is, right here. 10,650, and my payload is huge. I have 3,576 pounds of payload. Thinking of your guys' daylight. So there's actually more payload on this than what was on my 2021 F350 diesel, but that was a loaded truck with the Powerstroke. So we are ready to go here. It's still in tow haul. So let's get on the highway here, and I'm not gonna, you know, completely destroy it and stomp on it, but I want to see how it accelerates. This is the 6-speed. Nice smooth shift. We're on flat ground right now. I have no way of knowing what gear I'm in. That's one downfall. And we're up to cruising speed. That was pretty uneventful, which is what you want. It feels pretty good as far as the load goes. It is a little bouncy back there, but you know, feels comparable to hauling with my 350 as far as like a little up and down movement back there. The torsion hitch does help. But we are off. We're finally off. I've been up since 5. It's 6:15 right now. I had to take the dogs out. Then I had to get the chipper unloaded off this truck because the chipper was still hooked up to it. Then I got hooked up to the truck, go get fuel, coffee, pump a tire up, and now we're on our way. So I am going to reset my trip, and I'll see what the truck tells me I get for mileage. That's probably going to be a little bit scary, but as far as the trailer back there, it feels very similar to hauling with my 350. It feels pretty much just as planted, just as stable on the road as hauling with my 350. Okay, so I stopped in Shelburne and just topped the machine up. It's kind of a pain in the butt because the way this machine is geared up, the fuel fill is on the opposite side of all of my trucks, so that's why I didn't just do it my first stop this morning. But here we are again, accelerating, and then we have a hill coming right up here right now. So far, I'm actually quite impressed with the truck. You know, going down hills, it definitely does pick up speed, you know, with the lack of the exhaust brake, the engine brake, and going up hills, obviously it loses speed. It doesn't have, you know, obviously it's not a diesel, it doesn't have that torque, but for a gas truck and for a 2500, it feels really good. I'm gonna set my cruise here to 105 kilometers an hour. So again, I have no idea what gear we're in, but when it actually drops down, it does sound pretty good. Like right now, it's not obviously holding the speed where I want it to be, and this isn't a huge hill by any means, but you know, it's good enough. I could haul this for a pretty good distance. There's a few things I could do to make this a better towing truck. Obviously, if I put a set of airbags in the back of it, it would feel much better. If I did happen to put in, you know, like a high country seat or you know, a Denali seat or something, it'd be a lot nicer. Because yes, the hood is huge in these things, and with the truck squatting that little bit, leveling things out, it just makes the hood even more noticeable. There's just some weird things about this truck that it just makes it, for the most part, I really actually do enjoy driving this truck. It's been a solid truck. It's got 34,000 kilometers on it, no issues at all with it. I think it does need an alignment though. So like for the most part, I do like this truck. Obviously the hood is the #1 thing that I don't like, just because of vision. But if I put spacers in the seat, or if I got a higher quality, higher level seat, I could, you know, put my seat up. But there's not a huge amount of headroom here either, so I just think that's a design flaw. But there's a couple other things that just make it a little bit unenjoyable to drive, and no matter, basically, unless you put the steering wheel all the way up, you have a hard time seeing your speedometer, just because it's like flat. Remember when these trucks, the older style, they used to have them that they were tilted extremely far towards the hood? and then it seems like now they've brought it back too far. It's basically flat. There's no tilt to it at all. So it, like right now where I'm sitting with my steering wheel where it's at, where I'm comfortable, I can't see the speed I'm going. Now the camera, like right about here would be my head. I can't see the speedometer. The steering wheel completely covers the speedometer. And the other thing that I really don't like is this control for your wipers and stuff. It's so small, and the little dial that you turn for your wipers is now, of course, if I drove this truck every day, it might not be a problem, but I found it like hard to find. And then if you want to use your washer fluid, you have to reach around, take your hand off the steering wheel pretty much, reach around and press the button. Like I can't even do it right now. I'm climbing a hill again here and I'm losing some serious speed, but you have to take your hand off the steering wheel to press the button versus just having it on the end, so you can keep your hand on the steering wheel and press the button on the end. That is so much safer. This, like, I guess I could maybe use the back of my finger. That's not very comfortable. So I don't know. I just think that the engineers for Chev, I don't think that they're using the right people to test their trucks. I think that they need people like me to be going out and testing their trucks. I just don't think, like, because there's no way if I drove this truck I would say, yeah, that's fine. That's fine, that works. Yeah, this is comfortable to try to find my speedometer. But all in all, the truck's put together really well. I actually really do enjoy driving it, and it's doing very good on this load. So we've driven 104 kilometers so far, and we're averaging 33 liters per 100. That's like what my 450 does. Actually, a little bit better than that. My 450 does a little bit better than that when I'm hauling my 95 and my gooseneck. So I'm at like 33,000 pounds behind the truck. And that gets better mileage than what this gets. Gas engine, I understand. But we've got another probably hour to get to where we're going. But all in all, it's holding up well. It's not a diesel by any means, but it feels pretty solid. It feels pretty good. Okay, well, the highway portion of our drive is complete. Just got some back road driving right now. It's extremely foggy down here, as a lot of times it is down in Yarmouth, for obvious reasons. But one thing I did want to point out too is that these mirrors are actually really good while, you know, hauling. There's no need at all to extend them out with this trailer on. You got tons of visibility. They're right on par with the Ford mirrors as far as visibility goes. They do block a little bit more of your vision out of the truck than what the Fords do, but as far as the actual what you can actually see from the mirror is really good. Way better than those Ram mirrors. That's Ram's biggest downfall, is those mirrors. Like, why they keep holding on to those stupid mirrors and you gotta flip them out. Because I mean, even I was watching a video last night of a Ram guy. He's got a bunch of Ram trucks, and he said I drive with them up all the time because the blind spot mirror, the convex mirror, is basically useless when they're folded down. I had one for a little while. I could not get used to them unless I had them flipped up. So anyway, that's that's the biggest Ram downfall. I don't know why they keep holding on to it. It's like a stubborn kid who doesn't want to share his toy or something. But yeah, the site's right up here. I'm gonna back in off the road if I can see the entrance, because it's so foggy right now, and it's all grown in. So it's actually going to be even harder to see. You can't even see the tower. The tower is literally like right up here. So you can see there's the tower. Can you think you can see that? Not a chance. All right, off the road and ready to go. Oh. So here's the job. You can just start to see the tower there now. It's grass in the center, there's ruts in the road, but not touching those. Bushes all along the sides and into the tower as well. But the 4 ton's perfect for this. It will make pretty quick work of this stuff. So get it unloaded here, work my way in, and then I'll end up taking the trailer right in and parking right inside the fence, because I don't imagine I'm going to finish this one today. So get this thing off, start making some headway here. I gotta say, I'm pretty impressed with this truck. All right, so packing up and getting out of here for the day. Nice little transformation here. So I got the access road and the power line completely done. Cleaned up some of this parking area. And John's gonna come down and finish this off tomorrow. She's a squishy mess in through here. The road looks really good. The neighbor came out and she was like, "Oh my God, I'm so happy you're doing this." Yeah, quite a transformation. You won't be hitting any bushes with their trucks coming in here now, that's for sure. It's like the Trans-Canada. So all right, jump in the old Chev here and head on home. Leave the machine in the trailer right here for tonight. Locked it up. Be good to go for John tomorrow. But again, I gotta say, I'm pretty impressed with how this truck did. I didn't expect it to do this well. If it was a diesel, yeah, you know what, I would have. If it was a 3500, I would have. But a 2500 hauling, you know, 14,000, 15,000 pounds, bumper pull, gas engine, it did pretty darn good. There's all kinds of things that could be better about it, but for a plain Jane work truck, it honestly does really well. The tires are pretty much rode off. It's only got, what did I say? 34,000 kilometers on it, and the tires are shot. The ones in the front are a bit better, but these are Michelin. These are supposed to, you know, we're talking 60 to 80,000 kilometers out of a set of these things is what we should be getting. Not even close. And this thing has only hauled this type of weight maybe 15 times. Not even, you know. It's only hauled that machine I think 2 or 3 times. Dump trailer loads. You can see the front ones are obviously better, but dump trailer loads, the chipper, which doesn't weigh much. Not much of a tire, I can tell you. But if I do keep this truck, which I do plan to, I'd love to throw a different set of wheels on it, get a better seat or at least a spacer, and get some good tires on it. I don't know if I can fit 35s stock on one of these or not without touching the torsion keys, which I don't want to. But if any of you guys know, a lot of guys know more about Chevs than I do. I don't really know a whole lot about them. Can I fit a 35 12.5 on the front of this without a level or torsion keys being jacked up? I have no idea. I'm so used to the Fords and you can just throw 35s on for the fun of it, but with this here, with these stupid square wheel wells, I don't know. And if I do keep the truck, this is getting changed out. Those are the dumbest things I've ever seen in my life. And these black fender flares are now like gray. There's just stuff that I'm just like, man, where did the designers of this truck, like where did their decisions come from? Let's put bike deflectors on the side of our truck, and let's put cheap black running boards on the side. That's gonna turn gray in the sun, because that's what they literally did. But as far as the truck itself, I really can't complain about it. I really can't complain about it. Michigan plant. All right guys, so here it is the next day. Yeah, made it back. Truck did really well. I know I said it a few times, but the truck did really well. I would not hesitate to haul the excavator with this truck again. Before I tried to shift trucks around so that the 350 was always able and freed up to haul the 4-ton. But after using this truck and hauling it, it doesn't really make a difference. I feel just as comfortable hauling with this truck as I do with my 350. Not quite the same power, and of course not you know, as good braking with the engine brake and whatnot, but the truck did just perfectly fine. But anyway, guys, that is going to do it for this video. If you're looking at getting a 2500, and especially a 2500 gas truck, this is a good choice for hauling. It really is. It has little defects or whatever that I don't like, but all in all, it's a pretty good solid truck. And the payload is very high. As you've seen, the payload is extremely high for a 2500. But the sun's beating in my eyes, so I'm gonna let you guys go. So until next time, take care, stay safe, and we'll see you then. Bye.